what's up? Sorry about that little 12-second live stream a minute ago. That was actually my fault. I wasn't quite ready to go live, and I guess I bumped the button. I got some hotkeys set up on my OBS that if I hit it, it turns the stream on. That way I can try to do a little bit of a seamless intro and all that kind of thing. There's a lot of that stuff you got to learn when you first start live streaming. It really does take takes a lot more work than I ever gave it credit for until I started doing it. But I will say this, it doesn't take as much time to do a live stream, believe it or not, as what it does to do an edited video. Edited videos take, man, especially if you actually care about what you're putting out, you'll find yourself redoing things like a bunch of times just to make sure it's right. So let me say hi to you guys here real quick. I'm sorry I didn't give you guys a video yesterday or really pretty much today either. Just to be frank with you guys, I needed to step back for a second. Stuff was just bothering me, and I needed to get my head, cleared. And before I come out here and put my negativity out there, and I didn't want, others to kind of feel that or see it. I called into Mark's show last night. I would encourage you guys to go over there and watch his channel. I called in on a Zoom call, and we talked for quite a while about some pretty decent conversation and topics and things. So if you guys are interested in that kind of thing, go do that. Go watch that, because it was and plus a few other callers that had some interesting takes on some things. So I really encourage going over and checking that one out. I'll put a link down here in a few minutes. But hey Tab, what's up? You're number one in here for sure. Randy, Heather, IG, how you doing? Infinite, good to see you. 210-3, Jasmine, what's up? G513, and his a Skynet, there you go. Z, Tuluka, George, Jasmine. Who else am I missing here? D Frustrated, what's up? American Patriots for God and Country, there you go. I'll be talking about the Florida thing. So, just hang in there. May, what's up? George again. Penny, if I missed anybody, sorry. Julie, the Orange Star. But anyway, guys, so I wish I could say hi to all you guys. This would take way too long. So I'm glad you guys are here. And again, guys, sorry for not doing a video the past couple days. I needed to. I just wasn't going to be able to give you very good content because my head just wasn't there. And frankly, the stuff that's going on around us just kind of gets to you after a while, especially those of us that have channels, and we look at this stuff probably more than what we should. And it really does start getting into your head. I just want you guys to know that. And that's why you'll see other creators, they will actually push through that. And when they do that, it ain't that I don't respect the drive there. But what ends up happening is, by default, they're already starting their video in a bad frame of mind. And people can feel that and see that. And that's why I try not to do that. Also, you won't see me make a video just for the sake of making a video. That's always a mistake. I promise you that. So, the stuff that you'll put out might be okay stuff, but it's not anything you're going to be proud of doing. It just won't. So, I would suggest anybody has a channel to kind of take that advice pretty seriously. Don't make a video just because you think you need to put clicks out, get views, all that kind of stuff. Don't do a video just because you think you might be slacking, because not necessarily you're slacking just because you don't do a video. Doesn't mean you're still not researching, because you usually probably still are. But let's go through some space weather stuff, and then we'll talk about the Florida shaking and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, here's your Schumann, guys, and you guys see this big block right here. That is a block of missing time. Now, I need to go figure out, I can't remember if this is actually on UTC time or not. I think that it is. I think they might, this is a Russian tool, but they may use their local time. Now, why I'm pointing this out is the fact that, number one, this is a regional tool. I've said that 1,000 times. It's not global, but The shaking that happened down there in Florida was only for like 15 seconds. It's not showing up on any kind of seismos. Nobody's saying, none of the like branches of the armed forces aren't saying anything was going on that way that day, any of that kind of stuff. But then we got this mysterious block of missing time on our Schumann tool at roughly the same time that that happened. It's kind of odd. Okay, so you got to ask yourself, what would cause things to shake that didn't set seismos off under the ground? That's really what it comes down to. Because if it didn't show up on the seismos, what caused it? Was it a sonic boom like some people are saying, which I don't personally think it was? It could have been a lot of different things. So I'm not trying to pinpoint anything. I'm just pointing out an observation here that at roughly the same time as that was happening, the Schumann tool over here, at least in Russia, had a block of missing time. There wasn't any CMEs. That's a good thought, Abel. Really, seriously, that's a really good thought. But there was no CME. There was nothing that would point to any of that. So whatever it was, and it was very, very localized. It was 200 square miles in Florida. Well, we're talking about it now, so let's just do it this way. I'm just going to zoom in here. Well, yeah, I'll just do it this way. This is the USGS map. Notice what's not there is any earthquakes in Florida. Okay? It happened down here. Now, we have to understand, guys, that there's millions, and I mean millions of people down here. So this was not just a singular person calling in saying, hey, you know, it's shaking around my house. What's going on? No, this was that big of an area, and multiple reports came in to the point where all the local news stations started reporting on it. And none of them have any other explanation other than, hey, possibly it could have been a sonic boom. But yet none of the military stuff, installations, are taking credit for it. Or offering us any kind of explanation. So I don't know at this point. Now I know, let me say this. A lot of people go to, what about tunnels? Because we always talk about these tunnels that are underneath the ground, right? You know, why did they move everything out to Denver, Colorado? Well, it's because there's tunnels there. That's a known thing. There's tunnels underneath there. Okay, and there's a whole system of it. We all know that. But it does not happen here. Okay? Why doesn't it happen here? If you guys have ever dug a hole in Florida, you'll figure out real quick why. You can't go down 2 feet without hitting water. So there are no tunnels underneath Florida, especially down here. All right, you're not going to find very many houses, if any, that have basements. So I'll just say that. Now, let me say this also, though, to kind of say about the tunnel situation. Orlando is right about here in the middle. Okay, I could go to another map and show you. I've been to Disney. Anybody else that's ever been to Disney knows that there's a full city underneath that amusement park. I'm talking a fully operational city. They don't even hide that fact. It's for their employees. There's cars, there's all kinds of stuff down there. It operates just like a city. It's big. Anybody that's ever been down there to that whole complex knows how big that place is. So, you know, tunnels, probably not. Maybe some way we're able to put in certain areas. Maybe be able to have some underground stuff. But you're not going to find very many underground things happening in Florida. You're just not. The water table is just way too high. So that kind of eliminates that, especially down here. Now, if it was up here in the middle of the state, I could say, well, possibly maybe there's a tunnel there or whatever. But the likelihood of that is very, really slim down here. Okay? So it kind of eliminates that. So what was it? So I started looking around some of the other tools, face weather-wise, and I'm not seeing anything, guys. Just to be perfectly honest with you, nothing. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take you to some of these, there's a couple of articles here, or news reports mainly. Here, let me get these going, because I'll probably have to watch a stupid ad.
I don't think I can.
Am I even using...
Hold on a second.
this right?
You got this. Come on. Damn. I could do this all day.
Got it. No more excuses.
Sorry about that.
I did it.
We'll let that finish playing its stupid...
Much of South
There it is,
Florida,
starting
ranging
done.
from the
That was ridiculous. Anyway, I hate those stupid ads. Aren't you guys glad I don't make you guys watch ads on this stupid thing? Gosh. Anyway.
to Broward County, and some caught the confusion.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let this play for a second, and I want you guys to listen to what they're saying.
Cleaning with a mop and bucket is such a hassle.
Man. This is ridiculously stupid. Hold on.
Ugh. Switch to Swiffer WetJet. It's hassle-free. WetJet is
I'm just gonna wait till it gets to the
that
stupid
absorbs
thing,
dirt
man.
and
It's
grime
ridiculous.
deep
I don't know why it's doing
and
this,
it helps prevent
but
streaks and
it
haze.
is what it is, guys.
Money-back guarantee.
Oh, man. Come on. Get done.
A massive
Thank you.
sinkhole in Pasco County.
Constantly cleaning
Okay,
up
let
pet
that play
hair
one more
is
time. I'm not going to
exhausting.
stop it this time. This time when
So
it
get
starts
your
to
paws
play,
on a
I'm
Swiffer
just going to
sweeper.
let it play, okay?
Sweeper makes cleaning easy.
Yeah,
The
Swiffer
heavy-duty dry
WetJet
cloths
is
pick up
awesome.
crazy
Way to hold
amounts
it
of
down
hair.
there in the Bronx for me, brother.
Stop cleaning.
Hey,
Start
Jerry, what's
Swiffer.
up? I see Musin here, too. Good to see you
Much
guys.
of South
Don, what's
Florida,
up?
ranging from the Keys to Broward County, and some caught the confusion on camera.
Okay, here it
but
goes.
many are still wondering, what was it?
Local 10 News went looking for some answers, and Christian De La Rosa has the story live from Fort Lauderdale. Christian.
Yeah, well, BSO got a lot of calls about this. We got a lot of calls about this. I can tell you it wasn't an earthquake based on what experts are telling us. The Naval Air Station in Key West.
Okay, so watch what happens here in just a second. You're going to see people's pool and things shaking around here. Hey, what's up, Rip?
Telling us it wasn't them. So at this hour, what caused this big shake that so many people felt? Still a mystery. South Florida feeling the rumble.
What's going on here?
In Broward, the sheriff's office flooded with phone calls.
Caller is saying strong like someone shaking the door.
Almost like someone was opening and closing the door.
I thought it was an earthquake. I've never been in an earthquake before.
Okay, so yeah, so you guys get that article there, okay? That's basically all they're going to tell you on this one particular thing here. Let me take you to another article because we got another view that I want to show you, okay? They got somebody's pool. It's actually vibrating. As you can see it reverberating in the waves of the pool. It's just somebody's backyard pool.
I used to wake up with a stuffy nose. Turns out I had a horrible mold problem from...
So, yeah. So as this thing gets to past this stupid ad, you're going to see it shaking around there a little bit. Now, again, none of the seismos picked this up. Absolutely none of them.
Reacting to a rumble. And asking for answers.
Came running out and said, what was that?
After South Florida was rocked, shocked, and shaken.
Hey, good evening. The mysterious movement reported from Broward all the way down to the King.
So, yeah, I mean, obviously I'm using this in fair use, so I got to stop this a little bit. So let me go ahead and keep this going. I just want to stop it and commentate for a second so they can't.
Tonight, that mystery might have been solved. The night team's Nicole and Salata live at the Weston Sound Center with more new information. Nicole.
Well, Belkis, maybe, but everyone we spoke to said it kind of sounded the same.
So what she's getting ready to talk about here, guys, is the options of what's happening. And most of the people are going to tell you that it's a sonic boom. I'm not saying that it's not, because I don't know. But there's so many people down there in this area of Florida, if it was a sonic boom, I would have thought that somebody would have said, hey, on the phone, hey guys, I just heard a sonic boom. So I'm not sure that that's 100% what it is.
Sort of like a rumbling truck, or even when someone closes the back of a big truck and you hear that door sound, or even the sound of a car crash. Something like that. Everyone seemed to feel like it was an earthquake, but now we're hearing from experts that it could have been something else.
Okay, I'm going to stop it there again for a second, and we're going to watch the rest of this so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But again, I have to say, sonic booms, yes, they can cause these kinds of things. But I'm going to point this out, though, too. Think about this. We've seen sonic booms set the seismos off. So why didn't any of the seismos even show anything? It's really puzzling to me. It's really strange. And then with the Schumann having that blocked out area of no data.
You have to look closely, but you see the water in this Coral Springs pool moving. And this rattling door in Weston had the homeowner coming out confused. Not once, but twice. And this man said what everyone was thinking.
Earthquake. Earthquake.
You may be able to see why. It's subtle. His plants sway a bit. Even the water in his water bottle moves.
Everything just started shaking.
The Hopkins family was home in Weston.
So you guys seen that, right? I mean, ain't that crazy? So here's the thing. And the reason I showed you guys all that was just to do this. Just to tell you guys that it actually happened. Okay? Something down there shook. Alright? Something shook things. Now, again, let me say this. It shook for 15 seconds. Has anybody been underneath a plane or in an area where there was a sonic boom? I have. Okay? When that boom went off, I thought I was going to, I hit the ground. I was a kid when it happened, but I remember going straight to the ground on purpose because it scared me. That was a shaking. That wasn't a boom and then a shake. You heard what the guy said. That's the first thing that came to his mind was earthquake. So I'm not sure what is actually going on. And again, guys, here's that block of missing time. So I don't know what's up with that. It does kind of, line up with it, but I can't say that this is what caused it. But again, what would cause stuff on the surface to shake and none of the seismos to pick it up? It's really strange. So I'm not really understanding exactly what's going on because, earthquakes can cause things to shake, obviously. They set off seismos. Anything that's going to shake you should be able to set the seismos off. The seismos should pick it up. When you get a big earthquake on the other side of the earth, it rings through the whole planet. So why wouldn't a seismo pick up something like that in that kind of an area? Okay? Remember, we're talking an area down here. What's down here? We're talking Broward County, guys. Miami. I mean, there's so many people down here. If there was a sonic boom, somebody would have said, hey, sonic boom. That's all I'm saying. And it just, that's see what Rip's saying right there? It almost knocked me over. Yeah, that was not a sonic boom, guys, in my opinion. But that's what they're gonna fall back onto that because they don't know what happened. And if they do know what happened, they're not gonna say. Because it's something that's not normal. So for an area about 200 square miles right through here, highly populated area of Florida, to have that kind of event, and then for not to have any kind of idea of what's going on, is ridiculous in my mind. So, whatever, I'm just going to move on from it, but I wanted you guys to see that and know that that happened. So whatever's going on with that, your guess is as good as mine. I just have no clue. But it was strange enough that I wanted to show it to you guys. Could it have been caused from space weather? Possibly. It would have had to have been a direct hit of some sort of maybe a crack in our magnetic field and gotten some solar weather in there. Who knows? But, you know, that's still even pinpointed for something like that. So, you know, it's a pretty small area when you're talking about the globe in general. So, again, I'm just going to move on because I don't know where else to go with it, guys. Okay? But anyway, X-ray flux. The X-rays on the rise, okay? Remember what happened the other day where this went out to 0. Still don't know why. It did it it did it like twice. I don't know what caused that either. But if you look at this geomagnetically, around the time of when that Florida incident happened, nothing showed up geomagnetically either. So I don't think it came from space. I don't know what happened there. But with the X-rays, why is the X-rays rising? Because we now have sunspots. Okay? That's something that we haven't seen in about 12 days. The proton flux, guys, that's radiation. None of that's going on. Again, geomagnetically, right now, we're fine. This is the 17th going into the 18th. We are expecting, and they're going to show you this right here, their predictions here, even by the end of today, well, it would be like 24 hours from now. They're predicting that this, you know, we're going to get up to like a 4. And the reason being is because of the solar coronal holes. Okay? I was showing you guys those coronal holes when they were popping up here. This one here and this one here. These are the northern and southern coronal holes that are always there. And they usually a lot of times you'll see them start stretching up towards the equatorial region. This is the most latest capture from the sun. I'll take you guys here and show you a few. This is back on the 15th. Okay? So this is what really is what's giving us our space weather here in the next couple days, because it takes it 3 to 5 days for it to get here. That's why I'm showing you an image from the 15th. So this is how big the holes were and the positions of them. So, you know, we did connect to that. We are going to get some space weather from that. Is it going to get into storm weather? I don't know. But we'll just have to wait and see. Is it going to be a big deal? Probably not. But, you know, we'll just go with that. Our magnetopause, this is the solar wind speed. You're going to see over here, the sun's on the left. Stuff should move from the left to the right, and that's kind of what we're seeing. Nothing real crazy. Now, I looked at this, you know, we're getting a little bit of wave action going on here. Okay? I looked at this a few minutes ago before I came on live, and it actually was showing a little bit more stuff that happened about an hour ago. Well, almost 2 hours now. So I'll pause this just so you guys can see that. Okay? So this is probably the beginnings of that coronal hole stream getting here. Alright? Because it's not just all going to hit us at once. It's going to come in. You're going to see it kind of come in kind of slow. That kind of thing. Let me hit play here on this one. This is density. Now, this one actually, if you watch this, you remember the sun's to the left. Here's our little notch we've had. That's right out in front of us. Okay, I've been talking about this for a minute now. We got a little anomaly here that's there all the time now. So I'm thinking that something's going on there magnetically. But anyway, watch the density move this way and then move this way at the same time, like it's almost circling. See that? Okay, when anything moves from right to left, it's pushing up against what the sun's throwing at us. So it has to be fairly strong magnetically to do that. And that's exactly what you're seeing there. Something's winning against the solar wind right there. Now, it is behind our bow shock, our initial protection from the solar wind. So the conditions, now if we've seen this out in front of our bow shock, stuff moving from right to left, we'd be having a really serious conversation. But this is still inside our magnetopause, so we are giving it a bit of a protection. It's not as strong as what it could be, but it still is moving from right to left, and that's not the natural direction of things here. Okay? So something, and it even starts doing it up here. See it moving like that? It really just shouldn't be doing that very often, if at all. So, you know, take that for what it's worth, but yeah. Now pressure, you're going to notice that it's starting to build. And the reason why it's starting to build is because we're starting to get that solar wind stream. So let me pause it here, and you can even see that right to left thing I was talking about here too. See it? So when I go forward in time, anything that goes from right to left is pushing up against solar wind. So that's you know, that's some pretty strong stuff if it's able to do that. It's not something that's a little wimp. But as you can tell, as time went forward there, watch the pressure just build. It's starting to build. See? So, and this is going to continue. It's going to continue as long as this solar wind stream is coming at us. It's going to continue. It's going to get a little bit stronger. So we'll just have to watch it from there. Now this is the other magnetopause models, and the sun's off to the right on this one. So as we watch this, stuff should move from right to left. And you're seeing little jumps in time right there because it's going into safe mode. Actually, it didn't. Wow. Okay. Well, maybe it did. Yeah, it did. These are 4-minute increments, okay? So it jumped like 8 minutes there. So what happens is the satellites, they detect a certain amount of solar weather or solar wind charged particles, okay? And when they do that, sometimes the satellites themselves will shut themselves off. They'll go into what they call a safe mode, and then they reboot. And the reason they do that is because if they stay live, they can actually damage the sensors and the equipment. So that's what happens. A lot of times it's like a 20 to 30 minute dropout, but that time it was only like 8. So who knows? But it's supposed to give you a capture every 4 minutes. So anytime it does it outside of that, it means it wasn't doing what it normally does. So as we look at this, okay, what you're going to see right here is you're going to see compression. Well, that's that jump in time. That's from 2256, if you look at the timestamp down here, to 2304. So it jumped like 8 minutes instead of 4, and that's why you've seen such a drastic change right there. Okay? But that we did take a hit right there of some sort. And this is actually fairly consistent with what I would expect to see with the solar wind stream. Okay? It isn't something so far out of the norm. I'm like, what in the world's causing that? You know, that kind of a thing. But as you can tell with this one, this is the lines of magnetism. The blue lines that you see there, guys, are our connection to the sun and other celestial objects. I guess I could just do that. The black ones are our pole lines. They come off our north and south pole. And the red ones are the closed field lines. Now you've seen that drastic change. Again, it's happening right around that 8-minute jump. See the timestamp up here? 2256 to 2304. So that's why you see such a drastic change from one image to the other. It probably shut off for a safety mode issue and come right back on. That's what happened. And what I'm seeing here is what I would expect to see with the solar wind stream. Alright, so let's get that off of there. We will take a look at this. Let me zoom in. This is our sun right now. This is SDO. It's the satellite sits right out in front of our planet and looks at the sun. Oh, by the way, before I forget, I'm going to have Rip on my channel here next week. Me and him still trying to get together some times and stuff. We're going to talk about some preparedness stuff, okay, guys? That's what Rip does. If you guys aren't subbed to his channel, Rip, you can go ahead and drop your link in there, man, if you want. Please go sub up to his channel because he's got a lot of good preparedness videos over there. He'll show you what you need to have, how to use it, and he does it with a funny spin to it. Very, very humorous. It's really entertaining, number one, and I appreciate that, because if it's not entertaining at all, most people are not going to sit there and watch it. So he's going to be better for it, and so will his channel. I promise you that. So just go check him out. He's staying positive, trying to stay positive like the rest of us are. And so go check him out. He deserves a lot more subs than what he's got. That's for sure. So as we move on through here, we got this active area of the sun getting ready to crest over. This is one of the reasons why our X-ray flux is starting to go up now. Let me get off of that. This here. Okay? So, that's what you're looking at there. These are sunspots too. This one here is actually an official sunspot. It has, and I'll show it to you right here, it has a positive and negative, okay? And what's a little concerning about these is when they're that close together, they will interact with each other in such a way, sometimes they'll cause flaring and, you know, flares, CMEs, eruptive behavior. So that's what we look for when we see sunspot groupings. When you get positive and negatives, they start inching close to each other. They start interacting with each other in not such a friendly way. And it'll be like a filament busting in an old incandescent light bulb, or jumping a car, or whatever, however you want to, you know, try to think of that. It basically, the sun will just spit plasma at you when that happens. So, just so you know. Give all my money to Wages World? What are you talking about? What is that about? What are you talking about in there? Okay, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out what y'all talking about. You cracking me up in there. Oh, I ain't mad at nobody. Y'all are welcome to talk about what. Hey, you know, you got. Hey, Craig, what's up, bud? Good to see you. You guys know, hey, Bob. You know that I don't care what you guys do in there as long as it's all respectful. You guys can come at each other all you want as long as it's respectful. You know, go at each other's ideas and theories and stuff. It's all helpful. It really is, guys. If it's productive discourse, I encourage it. I really do. My mods know the rules. So, yeah. Anyway, positive, negative right there. When they get that close together, it is what it is. Sorry about getting distracted there, by the way. Alright, so, while we got you here, we had 16 fireballs. That's not that much. I know it sounds like a lot to some people that's never seen that before. But wait, when we start going into like meteor showers and stuff, you'll see this number jump. We've seen it into the 300s before. Those are reported fireballs. People seen them. Okay, so yeah. Something else I want to point out, guys. If you guys remember my last video, I talked about this. This is the near-Earth objects. This is the LD stands for lunar distance. The distance between us and the moon. That's how far away these meteors are missing us by. These three right here, on the 13th, 14th, right here, were not there until yesterday, I think, or the day before. So they didn't know they were there. They missed them. None of this was there, because I even made the comment, hey, you know, we got some coming on the 12th, but then the next one isn't scheduled to hit us until, or scheduled to be near us until like the 14th or 15th. So they added a couple ones in here that they discovered. You can tell that by the date. See the date? 21, 21, 21. That's when they're discovered. They usually include the year that it was discovered in its name. Notice most of these are 2021. Guys, we're only what? Today's the 17th. 17 days into the year 2021. So that tells you when these things were discovered. Kind of crazy. In other words, yeah. So they weren't very big ones. They're bigger than some that we've seen, but not very big. You know, this here, the 246, that's in diameter meters. So yeah. You're killing me in there, Patriot. American Patriots, for God, killing me in there. Steve Miller? Oh yeah, that's a great band. Well, so's the Eagles, for that matter. But anyway, guys, yeah, we got some more near-Earth objects coming. Nothing like scheduled to be like really, really close that they're seeing right now. At least that's what we're told. Noctilucent clouds. Again, guys, this is the water vapor at our poles that gets to the highest part of our atmosphere and freezes around meteor dust. I know it sounds a little out there and crazy, but that's what causes these blue metallic looking clouds. And they only happen in the summertime in each perspective hemisphere. Now, I talked about the other day, they've seen these things in Argentina. They've only been recording these things for like 60 years, and they've only seen them up that far north like 5 or 6 times. So that's significant. That's telling you that the climate and the temperature and stuff is a little different. So that's why I mention it. This is the geoelectric field model. Let me hit the reset on that and we'll check it out again. This is space weather's effect on our electrical grid, or the percentage of the chances it will affect our electrical grid, unnatural electrical circuits, that kind of thing. So, yeah. You're seeing a little bit of action here, not a whole lot, but, you know, it is still a little bit. And this is going to increase. You'll see this increase as the solar wind stream gets here. Okay, next couple days, it's supposed to be here around, you know, like from right now through the 18th, maybe into the 19th a little bit. If I take you back here, I can show you this is NOAA's predictions right here. These numbers are the KP numbers, these over here. All right, so that's what those numbers are representing, and this is their predictions for these days. Notice that they're not saying 5, but we're seeing. These are 3-hour increment bars here that it's showing you. And we got 3 of them in a row, which would be that'd be 9 hours at a 4. So it's very possible we could bump up and get into a storm level. Now, is that going to make a big deal? No, it's not. It's still a storm, geomagnetic storm. The main thing you will see would be an increase in aurora. Also, I found a tool here I'm going to start showing you guys where it actually puts this one and the southern pole, the southern lights, side by side so we can see both. I need to go find that. I need to just put it on my list here of my links I use. But it's interesting to be able to see the south and the north pole at the same time, and because they both have it. And what it is, if you guys don't know what aurora is, it's charged particles that make it into our system, and it interacts with the oxygen molecules in our atmosphere, or nitrogen. And when it gets down far enough to get into the nitrogen molecules, particles, they'll be red and pink, that kind of color. The oxygen ones typically show up green. So that's what I'll say. Right? Again, we're starting to see a little uptick. Now, this is the ACE data. This is density. Everything is kind of right in normal range right now. Okay? the density's starting to rise a little bit, and that could be because we're starting to see the first parts of the solar wind stream. But something I found that odd is this. This is the phi angle, and I show you guys this all the time, right? It's the polarity of the solar wind itself. Sometimes it flips. It'll be negative, it'll be positive. But it usually does it really, really quick. I'm talking like from here and then here. It does it that fast. Very seldom do we see it doing this. So I don't know what the deal is with that. It's not a big deal. It's just odd. Okay? Now the BZ is the angle of which the solar wind hits us. We pay attention to this when we start seeing -6 or bigger. Okay, and right now this isn't really much. It's staying right around neutral. So that's what I'll say to that. Well, we got seeds here. And so yeah, I'm going to show you seeds. This thing hasn't really been updating, but it's picking up a CME that has just happened. That's why I'm showing it to you. Here. See that little signature right there? It's thinking there's a CME right there. So we're going to have to wait and see. I'll show you guys it tomorrow, and we'll see if that actually is a CME blowing off. We'll just have to wait and see. Okay? We got days upon days before it could affect us. Anyway, the sun's been really quiet for about over a week. See you, American Patriot. Good to see you. Hey, Dello, what's up? Mike in Florida. Hey, 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 hey. So, yeah. Willow, what's up? Angie. 2513. Defrost. Teresa, good to see you, girl. Rick. Abel. I think I said hi to you guys already. Sorry. Saying hi to my peeps. Can't forget about you, you know what I'm saying? Laura, what's up? Dubious Maximus. Like that name. What particles move from Earth to the Sun? Probably none. I would say that the stuff we're getting from the sun is more powerful than what we could ever send its way. Yes, I can see you, Craig. But to answer your question there, I don't think much is going to get from us to the sun. The things are blowing away from us. The sun should be the most powerful influence in our whole solar system. And when it's not, that's when we really, really look up and be like, what is going on? So, you know, that's one of the biggest things that we talk about sometimes. And we always take into consideration, you know, what we see out here by the sun. The stuff that Scott's captured out here has been crazy. So we know that stuff is actually happening in our solar system that isn't typically what we should be seeing. And we have a few answers why, but we don't have all the answers. So, and that's why we continue to do what we do, you know. Earthquakes in general here, guys. I'll hit reset. Sorry. We are having some decent-sized earthquakes around the planet, okay? But here in Japan, we've had a little bit of a swarming effect of some 4s, okay? We had a couple over here in California that were actually as of notable size. What I do find it odd that here in Chile, the activity's kind of slowed down pretty drastically. That's not usually a good sign. Usually that means pressure's building. So we'll just have to wait and see. Over here in the Pacific, we got 5-1. This is New Zealand. 5-2. That's in Tonga. That's in Vanuatu. And let me say about these 5s over here, guys. These are very normal for this part of the planet. Okay? And these guys are well adapted to this stuff. That's why you don't hardly ever hear about this stuff on the news. You know, you take this same 5.2 earthquake and you drop it downtown Los Angeles, it's going to make some big time news. But these guys over here are used to it. So it doesn't, you know, it's just become kind of mundane. But here in Taiwan, there was a 5.1. Afghanistan a 5.5. And yes, believe it or not, guys, it's pretty common over there in Afghanistan. We see earthquakes from time to time over there. Over here, okay, that's the, you know, they're still feeling the effects of that bigger one they had last week. It's all happening around the same area. Those are basically, well, I guess we could call them aftershocks, but they're their own little earthquakes. It's all together. Stuff is just still moving over there, is what that means. So, yeah. So, but, you guys got any questions? Let's try to answer some of you guys' questions if you guys got any that I can help you with. Hey James, what's up? George, you're cracking me up there, buddy. Hey Marie, what's up? Axe, what's up, my brother? What's going on? Cool, Marcelo. Good to have you in here. Yeah, guys. And let me say this one more time, guys. I'll say it. I really haven't said it a whole lot here. I do think that everything that we're seeing in space and everything that we see here on our planet, it's all related at some level. I'm not saying that any of the stuff that we're going to see in our country here in the next week has anything at all to do with space weather, okay? But what I am saying is that sometimes things are a distraction for other things, okay? I always thought it was nuts that about 6 to 8 months ago, nobody, and I mean nobody, hardly, hey body and soul, hardly anybody was talking about FFs. Okay, if you guys know what an FF is, Rip was in here. He knows what an FF is. You got Axe might know what an FF is. Muse might. I'm not sure if anybody else knows what that means. I can't say that word because if I do, it'll hit the algorithm. But it is definitely one of those things that, you know, everybody stopped talking about those. And yeah, FF. Here, I'll just do this. You guys see that? Okay. Everybody quit talking about that. We didn't hardly see any of them. And if you guys remember, the year before, we were seeing them all the time. So it makes you wonder what's going on. And, yeah. And it really does. Because, I'm serious. When's the last time anybody talked about that? Can you tell me where it hurts? I don't know, Laura. I don't know what you're talking about. I hurt all over all the time. Yeah, I said FF. Sorry about that, G513. Yeah. It's just, you know, we were seeing them all the time, and now it just kind of like stopped. And it makes you wonder if there's a reason for that. And things that are going on around us, we really have to understand that we got to really keep our head on a swivel. We can't just just stick our head in the ground and pretend things aren't happening. I'm not saying we dwell on it because, frankly, guys, I started to do that. And that's why I had to draw back a little bit. That's why I didn't do a video for about almost 2 days. Because it was bothering me that bad and it had gotten into my head. And I just did not want to bring that out here. And so I didn't. And I think that's the right decision. And, you know, me calling into Mark's show last night helped me out a lot. I was able to get some thoughts out, and it really got me back mentally to where I was able to do this tonight anyway. But just keep in mind, even though things look so negative, you know, it's up to us to make sure that it doesn't stay that way. Okay? I know it sounds really, really crappy, but at the end of the day, that's just what it is. You know, we can still do what we do. We don't have to, you know, bend to what they want us to do. And I'm not going to. I'm not going to let them stick me in a mindset to where I'm not going to be able to at least enjoy a little bit of my life. And that's exactly what happens. And those of us that do research on stuff, on any of this, it just, yeah, I didn't mean to worry anybody, Rick. Sorry about that, man. But those of us that do this stuff, we look at this stuff day in and day out, and it really does get to you sometimes. And I know you guys understand it. I get it. I know you guys do. And that's why, you know, I didn't feel too awful bad about not doing a video and all that for a day or two. But it just, you know, we have to do that sometimes. And don't get yourself to the point where you get yourself stuck in that, always thinking about that. If that happens to you, put it all down. Unplug the TV. Unplug the internet. I know that's hard to do, but do it. Do it for 12 hours. It doesn't have to be all day. Just take a break. So, that's what I would say. But yeah. And let me do this real quick too. I'm not sure if he's still on or not. He might be. Mark's still on over here. If you guys want to go hang out, he might be.
Curse of Oak Island is the only show. That's right.
This is my buddy Mark. You guys know. Most of you guys know I promote his channel all the time because he deserves it. And I'm going to put his link in here, guys. I'm going to go over here. If you guys have never been over here, do yourself a favor. Stop in here. Say hi to everybody. Or just come in and watch if you want to. But you'll laugh. I promise you'll laugh. You'll laugh. You'll have a good time. It allows me to forget about all the bull crap that's going on. And I'm able to share that with you guys. I'm in the chat a lot. Okay? So if you guys want to talk to me on a more personal level, come over there. I'll be over there. I promise. That's where I'm going after this. We usually go over there and give him some sort of a love bomb. I know it's kind of late. He may be getting ready to shut his stream down. I'm not sure. But there's his stream link if you guys want to come over there. So, thanks, Trish. I appreciate that. And you're right. It is necessary news. It might not be the best news, but it is necessary sometimes. Yeah, for sure, Jesse. So yeah, I mean, guys, it's such a laid back atmosphere over there, and we're able to just be ourselves. Nobody's going to judge you over there. You can say and do what you need to do, and it's a great time over there. G513 just said it. It really is. And you know, so again, I'm heading over there. You guys want to come over there with me? I'd like to come visit with me over there for a while and talk to everybody here, because a lot of people here are going straight over there too. So, and just keep your head on a swivel, guys. Just especially the next couple days, couple weeks, about the next week. You know, everybody can see it. I don't even have to say it. We all know what's going on, and just do what you need to do for yourself. Okay. Wages World is going to be back tomorrow. Rip, my brother. Hey guys, me and Rip are going to do a show very, very soon. If not this week, sometime in the shortly thereafter. Hopefully this week. We just haven't worked out a time yet. I hope to maybe set up some sort of maybe get him on and maybe have him come back once in a while to give us updates and some good information and stuff on prepping and how to do and what we should do. Hopefully he'll be able to give us like maybe his top 10 prep items or something like that. I'm not sure what he's got planned, but we'll talk about that, and I'll let you guys know a day or so ahead of time before I have Rip on. That way we can get everybody over here, okay? But if you guys aren't subbed to his channel, go over there and sub up. Check him out. You guys will laugh and learn at the same time. So, and Acts 2. Hey, Dan T, what's up? Yeah, Greenland, that's a crazy movie. You guys go check it out. It definitely could open some eyes for sure. But I'm heading over here to Mark's channel, Mark Pyre's Real Talk. Come check me out. I'll be over here to chat. You guys won't regret it. So God bless. Yahusha saves, and you can drink this